are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced and get happy with Dr. Marissa. And this show is about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have shows and topics.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
Monday, Tuesday,
Happy days.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Happy days.
Friday, whatever.
Happy days.
What a day. Na, 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 na.
I love you.
I love you too.
Best known as the mom from Happy Days, and she is a delightful 89-year young Marion Ross to my studio. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Dr. Marissa, this is such a treat for me.
Oh.
My goodness, you're a wonderment.
Which is exactly the kind of guest that I like. Those who have gone through life, good and bad, and then taken those experiences to alchemize them into the person they are now and doing good on the planet. I'd like you to welcome Corey Feldman.
If you're grateful for it and you say right away, thank you, God. Oh, my God, it's so beautiful. I'm so blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then guess what? More good things will come to you.
Does this sound familiar at all? She's back again to mark my Cancer Awareness and Prevention Month show. Please welcome Fran Drescher. Hi, Fran.
On and supporting cancer schmance. I really appreciate it.
So what would you say are some of the biggest myths, Fran, that people have about cancer?
Well, I would say that they think that there's a cure for it.
Okay.
Instead of a cause for it.
This is the first call-in show when I get to be Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. And people call in to get their life tires balanced and their critical thinking or their BS, their belief systems, smog checked. And today I am delighted to have Malie calling in from Birmingham, Alabama.
We could go 90 days and end up having terrible sex. And then you say, well, the relationship's not all about sex. Well, if I'm not getting great sex from you, then I'm going to get it from somebody else. Right?
That moose just got put on the table. And I see Josh and Jim.
I have to agree
You're
with Clyde.
both nodding. Ramon's sort of half nodding because his wife's listening. But
I understood what was going to happen if Muhammad Ali's youngest daughter, made public that I was going to become a boxer. So I wanted to make sure this was the path that I wanted to go down.
you are absolutely fabulous, beautiful inside and out. And I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award today.
Thank you.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic point.
When I go, I'm gone.
Are you lonely?
No.
Nah, I knew that was going to be
But
the answer.
I surround myself with people. I mean, I'm always the one cooking for things. Or I'm always the one that decorates first and come to my house. All the orphans that have no place.
I'm going to have no place to go, so I
Okay,
can come
okay,
over.
come on over.
And life is so amazing if we can see it.
into the world was exploring the world. What if the question, what do you want to be when you grow up, little girl, turns into how many streets of life have you got to explore? What if the purpose of life is not to die with the most toys to leave our squabbling relatives? What if the purpose of life was to do things that we enjoy most of the time? Have relationships that we enjoy most of the time?
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Podchaser, JioSaavn, T-Live, Rumble, and more. I'm Dr. Marissa with my Fired Up Friday co-host. Oh, we don't have your sound, so we're going to have to see if we can't get her sound back up, or if you can check your thingies. Nope, that didn't work. But I'll keep talking while you figure this out. And next time I will get you in for tech check. But anyways, I'm so delighted to have this show come to you now for 769 shows over the last 9 years. I believe it's 269 consecutive weeks. And I'm so glad that you're still here. I am grateful that I am joined now by several different regular co-hosts to keep it interesting and to give me a little break. I think when I was promoted during COVID from a weekly drive time show to a daily morning show, when I said yes to Fred, the station owner, I don't think I quite understood that going from one show a week to 5 was just a tad more work. And I'm happy, though, to share things and to bring you fabulous people like my co-host, Cynthia Kahi. And let's see if you want to check in again. No, it is still not. Let's see, someone's private chat. All right. You are unmuted. Could you go back out and come back in? And that way we'll try it again and see if that isn't something, but it should be enabled. Sam, can you see on your end if there's anything going on there? But, that adage, technology is fantastic when it works. And then it's a lesson in tolerance, patience, and flexibility when it's not. Although when people thank me for being patient, I guess it's going all over. This is actually my fault. I was told that this year for me, Leo in 5 planets, when I had my birthday show, that unexpected changes were going to be my thing. So I do believe I heard that. I think.
How about now? Happy Fired Up Friday.
That was strange, but I'm glad that I hear you. So that's all that's important. Yes. So I want to just jump right in. I know we have some eyeballs. If you are listening while you're driving on the AM FM, if you're about to land somewhere and would like to participate, you just go. You have 3 choices now, not only on Facebook, Marissa Pay or Dr. Marissa public page, the LinkedIn, first week in LinkedIn. I just tagged you there. There's so many places to tag you now. We're going to try an Instagram live in a minute. And on the main thing that I would like everybody to divert to so that I can maybe just say one place and get my coffee during the news, and that is YouTube channel. Dr. Marissa Pay. If you just look Dr. Marissa or Asian Oprah on YouTube, you will find it. Free subscribe, and it's an easy listen. All right. And then there you can actually do comments and questions for Cynthia and I, and we can post them up. All right. And the topic today, before we get into our breakfast gratitude sandwich, just so you can start thinking about it, is Cynthia, I'll let you take it away. What's the topic for today? I let my co-host choose topics because trust me, I get to choose the topic 3 out of 5 days. So this is the new thing. And Cynthia was musing, and I actually have an alternative view of some of her musings. So we thought we would bring that to the show. So what were we talking about?
I think it's going to be really fun, actually. You posed the question, what does success mean to you? And we were talking about goals. I had asked in casual conversation, Dr. Marissa, what are your goals? Where do you see this show going?
And like how many numbers, platforms. And I should have taken a breath. I hope I didn't come across too forceful, but I jumped on her nicely and said, what do you talk? It drives me crazy when people have these arbitrary, I want to hit $1 million by this day or the dollars this day. That's not what she was asking, but that was my trigger reaction. And it brought a very important topic, which is what we're going to talk about, is what does success mean to you? And has there been a shift from how we define success, especially since the pandemic? So we're going to hit that topic after we have breakfast together. You know the drill. We're going to take a bite of my gratitude sandwich and 8 specific things that we're grateful for this morning, followed by 8 specific things that we appreciate about ourselves. We have this breakfast almost every morning on this show because I want you to exercise your muscle so that you know you choose how you're going to react today, and you're going to bring good things to you instead of starting the day doing this and reading the news and watching all these posts go by that make you probably feel like saying, what's wrong with people? And is the world going to hell in a handbasket? So I'll let you start, Cynthia.
Well, I am grateful for my courage.
Okay, so that's actually an appreciation because that's about you. So I'm going to just clarify so that, the top of the bun is gratitude for things outside of yourself, and appreciation is for things inside of yourself.
Okay, well, it goes with I'm grateful for new experiences. I'm going to take a plane ride after this. So I needed the courage to do it.
Where are you going?
We're just going to go around here, around Sonoma County, but it's in a little tiny war aircraft. It's called the Mustang. So it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we did a giving Tuesday.
Oh boy!
Here, and the gentleman said, "I would take flight in this particular. I would like you to have this experience." And I was like,
"Oh my goodness gracious!"
I'm grateful. Yes, I'm grateful for new experiences, such as taking a ride in a
wonderful
World War II aircraft.
We're getting a little bit of feedback. So can you close out anything that you have on your computer or your phone that might help? And I'll do the same on this end because it looks like technology is still making my life wonderful right here. And I am grateful for technology, especially when it works. Go ahead. You are grateful for?
I am grateful for the sunshine. It's not out yet, but I need it to go on this plane ride. So I'm grateful for the way it makes me feel.
Fabulous. I'm grateful that the sun is shining all the time, even when there are clouds and it's gray. And it's kind of like that energetic source out there that's always there, loving us and saying, come on over, whether we listen or not.
I am grateful for my grandma and her warm hugs. I'm super grateful that I have her, and I got to spend some time with her yesterday.
Nice. I'm grateful that my bio brother is taking care of things right now. My Chinese mom fell last night. And so she's in the hospital right now. Just got the news literally 8 minutes ago before the show started. So if I seem a little bit not fully present, that's why. But she cracked some ribs, and they found some other. It's really amazing. Aging is not the most fun thing. I'm going to throw her an 88 birthday party October the 19th. So I'm ready to fly, and I've been waiting for my passport to get here. I needed a renewal so I could book the flight. So I may be going a little earlier, but she's had Parkinson's for like a long time. And so she's been complaining about knee pain, and we thought it was like a side effect, hallucinations from the Parkinson's drug. Yeah. Oh. But it turns out she has a compressed disc that's been causing the knee pain. So it's one of those, I'm grateful for medical technology, and I'm grateful for my brother being there to, take care of things and do that. So that's the end of my gratitudes. I think you get one more because I did two there. So one more gratitude for you.
I am grateful for I'm grateful for my children, my beautiful, beautiful, lovely ladies that bring me joy every day. Am I in the show all by myself? Oh, I was like, do I get to do the show? What just happened?
I didn't want you to see me hopping off my virtual studio chair. So I put you on. So I'm still trying to figure out why you're skipping a little, because
you are too.
Am I?
On my side.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
On my side, you are too.
Definitely something going on. Polly, I don't know on your end if there's anything you can do to make our stream behave. So then let's follow it by the 8 appreciations. So you said you're courageous. I will say that I am caring 88% of the time.
I love that. I actually describe myself as caring. So I appreciate that I have a caring disposition to others.
I appreciate that I am positive. And I know you're going to take that one too, because Cynthia and I often fight about who's more positive. So, but I appreciate my positivity.
I definitely appreciate my positivity. It is definitely a way of life for me. So I appreciate that a lot.
I appreciate that I am forgiving. And I talked on the show earlier this week about upside up forgiveness. So if you missed that show, forgiveness is not the traditional forgiveness where I think I'm going to be a better person and forgive you. It's a little bit different than that. So make sure you go and check that show out.
I will. I didn't see that one either. So inside me, I appreciate, sometimes I get them confused. So I have to really depict which one it is, gratitude or appreciation. I appreciate that I can cook. I like to cook. I appreciate that I can cook. Some people can't, so I like to cook. Brings me joy.
There you go. And finally, I appreciate that I am observant, that I am, always checking things out and seeing what comes and open to it. All right. And there is breakfast with Dr. Marissa and Cynthia Kahi. Hopefully it was as
So
hopefully it was as delicious for you as it was for us. All right. So, success. What does success mean to you? How are you defining success? And how do you get from here to whatever you decide is the definition of your success? So, I'll let you take this one away since it was your idea and sort of your map. So, your life map, what's on your map? Kind of how do you know if I said to you, are you successful, Cynthia? You would say,
yes. But I gauge success not in the traditional, like we talked, and when I asked you what your goals were, and I'm just going to put this out there. You said it triggered you and it went to this different place. Well, to me, Maya Angelou has a quote, and it is, success is liking what you do, liking how you do it, and liking who you are. Starts at the beginning, liking who you are, what you do, and how you do it. And I believe that is so, so powerful. And that's honestly what I gauge my success on. Success starts on the inside. If you don't know who you are or like who you are, then how can you even start to be successful? So success to me, again, is the Maya Angelou quote.
Okay.
Liking who you are, what you do, and how you do it. And it's really, even when I say it, I'm like, wow, that's so powerful. The last part I think is, and liking how you do it. I think that's really, really powerful because there are so many people who just do things to do things. And the liking how you do it, I believe is really the key, is really, really the key.
Okay. So I'm putting this down in the chat so we can put it on the screen. How do you spell Angelou? Angelou?
Sure.
That's
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
I can look it up. But yes.
That's okay. I've got that. Is that like who you are, what you do, and how you do it equals success, Maya Angelou? Does that look
correct.
good? Yep. Perfect. So I'm going to do a dueling definition by another quote. And Walt Emerson says, success, and this is the one I use, to laugh often and much, to know one life has breathed easier because you have lived. And that, my friends, is my definition of success. To laugh often and much, to know one life has breathed easier because you have lived. So we have dueling quotes here. They both are very similar in the sense that it's not what the traditional definition of success is, and that we definitely agree on. I also like, I don't know who said this. It could have been Maya, could have been my honorable moniker, Oprah, who said, success is wanting what you have and having what you want. Isn't that? I think that's brilliant. So I don't know. I should look up who said that, but I learned that a long time ago, and I thought that's really success equals. So we have three definitions in the chat: having what you want and wanting what you have, which is the that gratitude that we start with, on the show. So, all right, you can come up with another one because I put two down.
Well, that's the one I really like.
You like that one, huh? I knew you would like that.
The one that I do is it's on my vision board. I really truly, I use mantras and things like that, in order to filter things in my life, kind of like goals. Sometimes, I use filters because it helps me stay focused. because there are so many things in life that, can derail us. And I really, really appreciate the fact that I've learned how to do this. The quote for my book is to be proactive with your growth and not reactive with your life. And every day I learn and every day I get better. And it's because I'm in the constant process of growing.
Perfect. Let me go to why I got triggered by that.
Okay.
I got triggered because growing up, the American dream says success means you have a lot of money, you have achieved a position in life that gives you accolades, respect, notoriety in a positive way. That reminds me of remember when Carol Baskin spoke at Secret Knock, and when I interviewed her afterwards, she said, I have to be really careful with my vision board because before Tiger King hit and she became notorious, she had put on her vision board that she wanted to be a household name. She didn't she didn't clarify if it was for a positive or for a negative thing. So,
oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah. But for those who say that no bad press is still press, I guess she met her goal there. But I see some eyeballs rolling in. If you've just tuned in, you are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa and
Cynthia Kahi.
And we're here on Fired Up Fridays. And UP stands for unlimited possibilities. And we're here to expand your mind, your heart, your soul. And we're talking about success today. And the reason why I really supported talking about this topic is the American dream for a lot of people is something that is ingrained. You don't even, it's like an unconscious between your family and school and work. You just assume that if you're successful, you're going to climb that ladder, which to me is just one of those setting yourself up for not success. Because if you think about the hierarchy, the higher you get, the less people get that. That means that if 1 out of 100 people get that job, that's one happy person and 99 not happy people. So if life is truly success is getting to the top and having a lot of money and that win-lose. So if I make money off of you, you have less money and I have more money. That whole mindset about I'm going to hit my goals. I'm going to make $1 million by the time I'm 45. I'm going to hit I'm going to have 7 properties by the time I'm going to retire before 55. All of these very hard, wake up, I have goal. Wake up, I haven't met this number, and push, and I have to do this because I want to be successful. All of that has brought me a lot of exhausted, unhappy, unsuccessful in their minds, but they have so much. And so when people tell me, what are your goals for the show, or what are your goals for your life? It's like, honey, I am happy 88% of the time or more with what I'm doing now. I enjoy what I do on a daily basis. 88% of the things that I do, I have 6 avenues with which I apply my one-of-a-kind uniqueness to. And everybody has that option. And are you happy measuring yourself by someone else's definition of success? And that's what my whole thing is, that I used to be like that. I used to think to myself, I'll be happy when, or I'll be successful when I make this much money and I have it in annuities or whatever, so that I can retire in comfort and I have enough money for toys that people can envy and say, ooh, look at her. And then, die with enough to give, my kids so they can fight over it, or all of that. And I have come full circle to realize that unconscious definition of success that many Americans live with keep us trapped in this dis-ease with life because it's never enough. So you don't hit a goal. Who decides for you to arbitrarily pull out of a hat, I'm going to hit this many sales by this day, or have this much money by this time, or have, it's like, why do you do that to yourself? So there's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. And again, not pushing it on anyone, but that is the full explanation, so you understand why I reacted the way that I did.
So crazy to me, because I believe goals are beautiful. I believe it's a dream session for what your heart wants, right? When it transfers from your heart to your head, and then the actual steps, the actions to get those things to make your dreams come true, it's a beautiful process. Now, I hear so much in your explanation, and I read your facial expressions, and there's obviously a lot in there for what has happened in the past and where it came from, because your belief system was either passed down or you got it from experience, right? That's how we do things. So again, when I say be proactive with your growth and not reactive with your life, gain new perspective, learn new beliefs, have new experiences so that your perception changes, your perspective changes, because otherwise, and I got a little bit of this yesterday, and I tell you, it's the craziest thing. Dr. Marissa, when people talk to me, I can pick out these little things that I'm like, oh, okay, I get that. Oh, I see where that's coming from now. Either because I know them and I know a little bit of their background, but to me before, because I've grown, because I've put in the work, because I've learned new things about self-development and who you are and where things come from, I look at it, but a lot of people don't do that. So in your experience, you're saying it's your trigger and where it came from, right? You know that. But then you also say in the next breath, you say, oh, but I've come full circle. And I'm like, and I know that things are in layers and things will be there, but there's a way to help yourself through it and to look at things with new light when you feel those triggers or things like that come up. I know it's your belief system. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just saying. I know.
This is our first major disagreement, and I'm glad we're doing this because that's what
cool.
Fired Up is about. It's good.
Yes.
I'm not saying, so you misunderstood half of what I said. So when I said, and I want to make sure, it's not about coming full circle to have goals again. It's not coming full circle to say that you don't have a dream. It's not saying you don't have goals. I'm saying don't put arbitrary numbers and goals in your life that drive you crazy. That's all I'm saying. Okay. That's we're on the same page as far as being inspired by my heart, because I did not have this on I'm going to write a #1 best-selling book and have it have a book signing in every single bookstore in North America, and I'm going to be on the national bestseller list, and I'm going to write a book by this particular time, and I'm going to have this many offers. I didn't do that. And there are people who do that. I'm going to write, and there's a difference between when it would be nice to write a book. I had that in my consciousness when I did my Tai Chi, the direction of the future. I would put book in there, but I wasn't measuring my success by how quickly that came about, or if that was something that was going to do as I had that goal for it, all those hard goals. That's all I'm saying, is that you can have intentions. And I think maybe our disagreement is just on semantics, because I set intentions all the time. I intend to have a very inspired day. So I am open every day to inspired action. What do you want me to do? I say, speak through me. Don't let me get in the way. Let the words be thine and the voice be mine. And let me just preface all of that by saying, I choose to believe in a friendly universe that's always conspiring for me, never against me. So there's a power that created every water droplet in the ocean to be different, every grain of sand to be different, and made sure the planets didn't crash into each other last night when I slept, and created a body for me that I don't have to tell it how to digest food. So I live in that kind of energetic. And I believe that life is about being happy 88% of the time, not sitting under a tree and envisioning things. That's not what I'm talking about. That's the extreme the other way. I have my goal, my success is being happy 88% of the time. That's my over umbrella, that's what success is to me. Now, how I get to 88% happiness is not sitting under a tree eating bonbons or, meditating. I meditate 15 minutes every day because it allows my mind to quiet down and receive inspired thought. So my goal is happy 88% of the time and be a beneficial presence on the planet. How that happens, I am open to. The book was one way. The show is one way. Being a organization development consultant is another way. Being a motivational speaker is another way. Being a Tai Chi instructor is another way. Being a happiness coach is another way. So the avenue to me is open forum. TV talk show would be great. That looks like it's what, with my numbers trending and all of that, that looks like maybe that's the next thing. Am I tied to that? No. Am I going to work on putting my media resume and updating it and sending it out? Absolutely. So I want to make sure that we're not going to the extreme, like I am a goalless, dreamless, definitionless person. I have that. But the means in which to get there, I think, is where our differences are. Your belief is it's important to say, I want to do this by this time, or this many numbers, or this. And for me, that has led to unnecessary stress and unnecessary unhappiness in my experience. And I don't believe that I need to be open to having a different experience, because that experience works for me right now. And so I heard you say that I need to be open to more change to return to how you're thinking. And I don't know if that's what you said, but that's how that hit. That's how that hit.
If I can just speak freely and tell you what I'm hearing, this is so crazy. I'm not telling you to do it my way. I'm not telling you anything, honestly.
Yeah, that's right. Good luck with that.
But the reception that I'm getting is I'm telling you. Yeah. And my biggest thing is be self-aware enough to use what works for you. Success is liking who you are, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. Like you just said, you don't have to agree with it, right? You don't have to agree with it because it's not your life. It's my life. The only person who gauges my success is me. For me, if I like who I am, if I like what I'm doing, and I like how I'm doing it, it brings me joy, puts a smile on my face, and gives a ripple effect to the rest of the world, I'm successful.
Yeah.
When you said that I do it with numbers and things like that, I honestly don't. When I talk about goals and I say, where do you want to be? It gives me a target. It gives me something to stay focused on. For me, a goal keeps you on the path. The intentions are the steps to get to that goal at the end. And the process, and I believe this, is that we don't take the time to dream. And so a goal for me is just a dream coming true. So, case in point, when you said you wrote your book, well, when I wrote my book, I said out loud, I put it out into the universe. I was sitting actually right here in one of these booths. It wasn't this one, it was that one over there. But I was sitting right here, and it was a dream until I said it out loud and I had a goal. And I said, I was on a show. I was on Sue's show, Sue Bonzel, and I said, I'm going to write a book. And I said, and that to me, that is a goal. Voicing what you have, right? Or what you want to achieve, that is a goal. If you keep it inside and you're not being intentional on steps to attain that goal, right? Then it's just a dream. You can dream big, but then set the intentions to hit that goal at the end. So I think the perception, is what whether your parents were or weren't, or society, or the job that you're in, and you have numbers to hit. So there's different things. But as you learn yourself, I believe that that's when you really become successful.
100% agree with you. So we are absolutely talking. We're vehemently agreeing with each other. It is a semantic. Absolutely. Thank you, Baptiste Jean Niabizi. He's saying, keep up the good work. In Africa, we were with you. He is a friend of a past guest of mine, Frederick, who had his hands chopped off in the Rwandan genocide. And when I had my studio on Sunset Gower, he actually came in studio, and it's a great interview. If you have missed that, go to my Forever playlist and look up Dr. Marissa and Frederick, and it should come up. And it's a fascinating interview because he has every reason to hate the bullies and the horrific people who were just awful in the Rwandan genocide, but he doesn't. So that's talking about forgiveness. So thank you for the encouragement, Baptiste. All right.
Wonderful.
So we're vehemently agreeing that there's a line in Flashdance. Do you remember that movie? It says, when you stop dreaming, you die. So I 100% agree. It's so important to have your dreams. I 100% agree that it stays like a dream. What is it? Willingness without action is a fantasy. Okay, so you can want something, but if you are not acting towards that, it is just a fantasy. That's actually from a 12-step program. That's a saying. So now, let me distinguish, and I'm not going to use his name because we both know him. There's two extremes, and I sort of alluded to it. One is, and law of attraction has been misunderstood, largely due to this very popular film that chose to show the material side of the law of attraction. So it basically had, if you can visualize it, you can have it. If you sit under a tree and meditate and see it clearly, you're going to have it. And what people have erroneously taken from that, including our friend, who it drives him crazy, is that it sounds like you don't do anything. You just sit there and it comes, which is not what we're saying and not what we believe either. However, let me go to the other extreme because I'm all about balance. The other extreme is go, 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 do. Don't feel like it. Things go wrong. Push through anyways. If something doesn't happen, just keep pushing. Keep it. Throw in 10,000. Throw in another 10,000. You'll keep going. Keep going. If you fall, get back up. Push. If that's what you want to do, do it. And for me, that extreme also doesn't work because I believe, just like in my form of the wheel of life, we're rolling along, we're doing things that we want to do. At some point, if you hit a no, like if you've already put $40,000 into this product that you think is going to save the world and it's not happening, if you keep pushing, you're going to lose all of your life savings. You're going to be so frustrated and angry and depressed and sad, and that flows to somebody else. So the form is the opposite. So instead of pushing your wheel of life, which is the male energy, you reverse and you offer up resistance, and you say, okay, this is a no, but it's really a not now. It could be that it is a great idea whose time has not come. So it's important, though, to take that breath and stop doing what you're doing to push towards your goals if things aren't happening. That's the point I'm trying to make about goals and arbitrary goals that really end up hurting us. So my whole definition of how to do it, on your definition of what you should be doing and how you do it, is I believe we're farmers. We plant seeds of inspired thought of what we think we're supposed to do, and we don't grab it by the shoot when it starts growing and say, are you growing? Why aren't you growing fast enough? Why aren't you a tree yet? That's like calling someone and saying, I would like to be in partnership, or someone says, how about you speak for this group, and, it's like $10,000 and you ask for $20,000 and they don't call you back. Do you pester them and say, well, you said, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, you ask, well, did I ask too much? What does the market bear? And maybe rejection is God's protection. And that isn't for me. So again, I am softening up the idea of pushing for goals so that we're not doing anything, but that we're also not doing everything to our own demise. That middle ground, that balance of I'm planting the seed, and when it's time, I trust that it's going to grow. And the reason why this is so important to me is because this whole era of buying numbers so that you look good, okay, on Instagram or Facebook, I could spend money and have, 200,000 fake numbers right now. And I actually had someone just ask me again, are you sure that that's not a good strategy? Because people are looking at your numbers when they decide whether they want you or not. And it's like, if they're looking at my numbers and they don't want me because I have a little number and they're not looking at the content that I provide that I know is my unique gift, talent, and ability, then I don't want them either. So there's, that's what I'm talking about. So do you better understand where I'm coming from with that?
Yeah, but we've done a lot of work. And I think that sometimes people just take what's passed down. That whole mentality where you pound it in and doing all of that. I mean, self-awareness is huge, and doing the self-development in order to get to the place where success is liking who you are. You have to know who you are in order to do that. So it just takes work and it just takes time. A lot of people just take what's given. And that's why I believe that the dream process and the goals and the sitting and the writing all of that down is really important to figure out what you want, what's in your heart. What do you want to have come to fruition, whether it is something, tangible, or it's just something in you, whether you want to write a book, whether you want to learn where that belief came from. Why do you think that? Where is it coming from? Because I truly, truly believe, and sometimes I say this so much, it all starts and ends with you. You are your biggest asset or your biggest liability. Once you do the work and you figure out who you are, your life will change absolutely tenfold. Just, you cannot believe the unlimited possibilities that you could have.
Going up. Hashtag you
because yeah, I believe so much all the way down in my soul that once you learn who you are, all of those little beliefs, they're there, and they helped you get to the point where you can discover what you want and who you are. And that's huge. That's huge. I know I've said this before, but I feel like I learned late in life. And it's never too late. And I know it's never too late. It's not too late. I'm just saying that because of what I've learned, I like to share it. And the way that you describe your experiences and beliefs, and then that helped you become who you are and the beliefs that you have now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to be that way. You've seen it. You know what it's like. You know the outcome. You know how it makes you feel, right? So you don't want that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, then on my side as well, I came from different beliefs. I came with a little more of the passive. I came from a little bit more of the, oh, this is all we have. This is what we're doing. This is what we're okay with, right? And so when it came around for me, I said, wait a second. That's not all there is. I can absolutely have more. I can do more. I can be more. But what does it look like for me, not for everybody else, right? And so that's why I'm so passionate about it. That's
absolutely.
why.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I just invited Eric in the studio. I don't know if he has time, but he just said rock and roll. So I gave him the link. But here's the deal. You talk about liking and loving yourself a lot, which I absolutely 100,000% agree. However, a little bit of tough love here. It's really difficult to love yourself when you are not doing the things that you know you should do. You make promises you don't keep. You don't show up for appointments. You don't make the calls that you know you need to. You don't write the things that you know you need to. You don't take a shower in the morning and show up for your meetings. So the balance in there is work to be done. You know, we can talk about loving yourself from here to eternity. And if there's no esteem for esteemable acts, if you're constantly not showing up for yourself, you're not trying to if you're constantly saying, well, that job, you know, that's beneath me, or you don't value me, and I'm not going to do that, or I'm just, you know, that's beneath me, or I should be doing, and constantly not paying your bills, not making your bed, not getting dressed. All of those things are ways to work towards loving yourself. So let's also balance that out. We can talk about loving yourself from now to eternity, but if you have 100 people telling you that you have a bad attitude, you know, that's something you want to be self-aware about and do something about. So I want to balance that out, because you can have a belief system, a BS about yourself that you are like God's gift to whoever. If you're not aware enough to do the work that you need to do on yourself and getting triggered, as you say, or, you know, reacting, then guess what? You're not going to meet any kind of dream you have as in success.
Again, I totally agree. But the whole point of life is to live. And if you're not getting out there and you're not having experiences, you will be the same forever. You don't make your bed. You don't make promises to yourself. You don't take a shower. Guess what? You gonna sink. And then what? Yeah. You're not gonna like yourself anymore. So the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If you don't get out there, you don't have new experiences, you don't grow, you don't learn new things, you don't read new books, you don't see new people, you will constantly be in the same situation that you are. And so again, for me, I didn't know I would write a book. Had no idea. Did not know that I would have a voice to share with people. But my biggest gift that I have learned through the process is self-awareness. So when you're doing those things and you see yourself, you look in the mirror and you've, hair disheveled, not shaved, if you're, you know what I mean? You like who you see? Do you like who you see?
Yeah.
So reflection is huge, literally and right, figuratively. So
Yeah.
the reflection process is asking yourself those hard questions. Why am I not making my bed? Why don't I want to take a shower today? Why do I have an attitude? Why do I think I'm God's gift? But you have to have, you said, it could be the best thing. Well, it's learning. And that's why for me, I will constantly share. I share very well and never know who I'm going to meet, never know whose life I'm going to change, never know that one thing that could turn that light bulb on for somebody and go, yes, I can. Because sometimes they just haven't been shown. So that's why they don't know. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. I'm sorry, I went really long.
That's totally fine. We're coming up to the end of the show. I'm going to soften my former statement that was more tough love with the pandemic took a lot out of a lot of people. And so if you're feeling very unmotivated and sad and unable to make your bed and all of that, it's okay because you're in what I call a dark night of the soul. If you traditionally have been self-supporting, you've, work, you know how to work, and now you feel a little paralyzed and, anxious where you didn't feel anxious before, that is, we all went through a stress. This is pandemic PTSD or PPSD, as I call it, post-pandemic stress disorder. So be kind to yourself and give yourself time to grieve, but do not allow that time to be the rest of your life. The good news about the pandemic too is it forced people to ask, what do I want? And so many people are saying, I do not want to spend 2 hours on the freeway to get to a job that I hate and 2 hours back. I want a company that I can work from home at least part of the time. I do enjoy my kids and my husband. I mean, my insignificant other. I mean, my significant other. And I do want to enjoy more than just the weekend. So the good news is all of this is in line with what you're talking about, the awareness and the growth and the expansion, which is what we're both preaching to your choir about, is that we really do want to grow and expand and stretch ourselves and find a way to be successful in our own definition, but in a way that doesn't make us crazy or unhappy. And we have 2 minutes. Last point, you get to make it. Go ahead.
I get to make it? I really just want to encourage people, if you have never touched anything self-development, if you are listening to this and you're like, what in the world are they talking about? Pick up a book. Subscribe to this podcast, TV show. Exposure is everything. If you don't know, there's a whole big world out there. And you have the power to change whatever you don't like, whatever you want to improve, or how you want to improve it.
And that's it for today's show. You've been tuned into Fired Up Fridays with Dr. Marissa and Cynthia Kahi. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be here next Friday again, but come back Monday. I have another co-host, Colette Tracy. We'll be talking about the ageless woman and sensuality. It's all about balance, Cynthia. You know the drill. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now go and have the best weekend ever.
Happy Friday.